Welcome back, everybody, to Grand Tactician, the Civil War. Grandpa Gaming is episode 33 of our viewer unit only Federal Summer 61 campaign using the a.o.m mod. So, last episode, we got quite a bit done. If you can take a look at the overview of this map here, it's things have shifted a lot in our favor, but we'll have to see if we can hang on to that. All right, so over here in the east, we'll go east to west. We'll start with the navies. Chesapeake Squadron, we have added one more sloop of war. The San Jacinto has been added to this fleet. And we have brought the Potomac, even though it's only at 89%, it's close enough to 90% for me to bring the Potomac back into the East Coast Squadron. So we hopefully start trying to take down Fort Monroe and Fort Norfolk. So I would like to secure the final city of Virginia. We need to take down both those forts. We're going to do that. Army of the Ohio, which was over here at Petersburg, is now on its way towards Knoxville. Its first stop will be Abingdon, because it can take the rails to there, and then it's going to march overland to Knoxville. Hopefully we're able to secure that before the rebels realize what we're up to. The Grunts are just below Orange readiness, so I felt safe enough in sending the Army of Ohio off. So if they get attacked again, they should be able to hold. Army of the East is sitting at Manassas Junction, halfway into the yellow. I'm going to give them a few more days, see if I can't get them into the green, and then go slam into the remnants of, well, not remnants, the two corps that the rebels have up here over at Gordonsville. Hopefully they're running low on supply in the air because they are basically cut off from supplies altogether, but you never know with this game. And the Engineer Corps is still sitting up here at Harper's Ferry building a new fortification there, which is 67 days away from completion. Over here, did fight the battle at Covington, seeing off another rebel corps here. Looks like it's on the command of Chestnut now. And we saw Maury's corps behind us. They did not retreat too far after the Battle of Columbus, or the skirmish at Columbus. So we're going to have to go back up there and take care of this force again. We need them at this AO. I mean, they're cut off and surrounded, but they can still hair off in any direction. So we do need to engage this force and see them off in one direction or another and just get them on the move again. We'll probably do that as soon as Covington is resecured, as Buell's still almost fully in the green, so he'll be able to go again as soon as we have that town secured. And the Army of Tennessee under Daywood is on its way to Carrollton. Hopefully it'll be there this episode. Don't know. Looks like the Army of Illinois plus the other corps. I don't think they should have been able to do this, but it looks like they may have cut through the woods here at Rockbridge and straight south of Salem, but this intelligence could be really bad right now. So they could still be in the area, they may not be in the area. Like, our intelligence is just not good. But they're on their way to Carrollton. And the Independent Cavalry Corps is still engaging the fort here at Gibson. And it looks like it's starting to slowly shift in our favor, but I don't know. I'm really not sure. I think the addition of that battery and training will help, but they are still a long way away from completion. And we do have the Army of Texas on the way, so hopefully they ignore the Independent Cavalry Corps and go after the Army of Tennessee. Or just stay at Fort Smith. That'd be good too. But I'm hoping they go after the Army of Tennessee at Carrollton and not try to go after the Independent Cavalry Corps, because they're not going to be able to fight them off. All right, I think that covers everything for now. I'm not sure where the next engagement is going to be. Things are very fluid right now on the map, so I'll be back with the next incident. All right, it's now September 6th, and the one thing I was hoping wouldn't happen is the Army of Texas has come up to become part of the siege here at Fort Gibson. That is going to put it well out of our ability to win this. Ugh. Right when we started to shift into our favor, Army of Texas did show up. Not good. Raiders and the mass holes are broken. We're going to break this siege. If those 2 brigades were not broken, I would definitely take this over to a battle, as I don't think any of the units in this force had fought before, so they're as green as ours. But we're gonna break that off and get them over to Carrollton. That was not good. Alright, they're gonna fall back onto Tahlequah. Oh, and there's McCullough. In front of the Army of Tennessee. The Army of Texas is on the move again already. Now, you gonna stand in front of us, McCullough? Those 9,500 men? Let's get the cavalry over to Carrollton. Get us on the backside of McCullough. Anything happening here in the east? Alright, our Mississippi's almost back at Columbus as we put Covington back into our control. Maury's Corps looks like it's moving at us, so it's a good idea. It's a good thing I did send them back. And the grunts are back in the orange. Meat's almost to green. I think it needs like 4 or 5 more days to get there. Are you gonna fight us this time with withdraw again? If he withdraws again, we do have to chase him. McCullough's not fighting us. Okay. And Armor of Texas very quickly moved back down over here to Fort Smith's Ferry. It looks like they're coming up on us. Okay. Move. Oh, they are mostly mounted. The Army of Texas have all the mounted riflemen regiments in that force. That's it. Keep riding her on old Ben McCullough there. We're in combat radius. What the hell is going on here? God, I want to get back on the move again and get these forces knocked out, but this is... Yeah. Now it's after midnight. They're all camping. We'll see what happens in the morning. You know, it ain't one of my videos unless you hear the phone go off once. How many of you guys just checked your phones? Let me know in the comments. Oh, looks like Maury is going to make a fight of it. And he ain't getting away this time. It's around 10 o'clock in the morning. He is not going to make a skirmish of this. We're not going to wait. We're not going to do what we did with the last episode and wait for him to come at us and wait for then have him withdraw again. We're going to slam into this guy and knock him out of the fight. So Army of Mississippi with 18,980 infantry, 3,026 cavalry, 41 guns under command of Carlos Buell is going up against the Army of Alabama and their Maurice Corps with 14,274 men and 12 guns, or 12,091 infantry, 2,031 cavalry, 12 guns under command of Wade Hampton. Yeah, we're not waiting for. We're not going to sit defensively on this fight. We're going to go slam into these guys. Welcome, my grunts, to the Battle of the Ohio and Erie Canal. So this is a meeting engagement, and we're coming in from the one direction up here on the northern side of the map, but the rebels do have 3 entry points. 6 Mile Street, Water Stop, and the Bascom Ellis Railroad. I'm thinking they're coming in from here from where they were on the main map. So, and the objective points right there, so... Nah, if they were there, they'd be on top of the objective, I think. There is a possibility of them coming in from right there. So I'm sending out the cavalry immediately straight down to Baxter Mills Railroad, followed up by the artillery and the engineers just to support the artillery until the main infantry lines come up. Because I'm not sending the artillery all the way over there. I'm kind of going to park them back down over this way to fire in that direction. They are right here. They're going to be on that objective fast, which I kind of like. I kind of don't like. But at least we'll know where they are. Yeah, let me get this started, and I'll be back once we have contact with the rebels. All right, it's now 11:30. The rebels did start at the objective point, basically. So they are now tucked in along this railroad line here. I do have my cavalry in front of them right now, with some of my artillery coming up to support and hopefully drive off some of their batteries. So my plan of attack is for the, I think it's the 5th. There's the 1st. Where's the hell is the 5th? There's the 5th. So the 5th is going to begin the attack through these woods here, with the 1st coming up along their right-hand side and hopefully coming in behind them along their retreat path. I want to try and get a blocking force right here while the 5th has them locked down. And the 3rd Infantry Division is actually going to attack straight across along this road here into this block of infantry down at the bridge. Try and get an overwhelming force of artillery over here. I would use the cavalry right off the bat, except they are all in bad shape right now. They are not good. It'll be a little bit before my infantry's in place, so I'll be back. All right, it's now 12:30 now. We're almost in position to get our attacks kicked off here. I have my artillery out here laying into them for a little bit. Reports put us at 20 of our casualties to 65 of theirs. Mostly because they have all their batteries lodged up in this one location. There's a bunch of infantry smack in that area too, so we're catching a lot of stray infantry in those fights. I have decided to change what I'm doing with the 3rd Infantry Division. And I brought them across the river here because I can have the engineers and the cavalry handle this area. So the 5th Siamese Rifles and the Penny Brigade are actually on their way to the south side of this railroad bridge here. Especially the Siamese, as I now have them armed with Sharps rifles. So, expecting them to do some nice damage from across the bridge here. Fifth's almost in position. The first two I moved to last. Looks like they're going to be in position before anybody else. So we're going to start getting them in block position. Probably not even a block position. They could probably, actually, yeah, Fifth can just lock everybody down along the railroad. And Fifth can roll everybody else up. Get ourselves a nice little rebel sandwich here. Still be a few minutes yet, so I'll be back. Alright, it's now 1:30 in the afternoon, and I'm ready to start kicking this attack off. The rebels have basically let us get all around them amazingly. I got the 5th Siamese, the Pennies, south side of the bridge. I got the 1st Infantry Division spreading out behind them. I'm going to have them advance up to the creek line to get behind the railroad. And I'm going to have the 5th Infantry Division advance straight against the railroad. We are going to punish Maury's Corps here as much as we can. Alright, let's get this kicked off. Can I not give you advance orders? Alright, movement orders are good enough. Now, I want you on the creek there. There we go. Give you advance orders. Can't believe the 5th were actually the first ones in position. I think I'm in a good spot to get us a lot of captures here, along with the Pennies, as long as I got them positioned correctly. You're just waiting for their orders. First is on the move. You're waiting for your orders. How do they have us so outranged? Alright, let's go. Alright, kicking off. You don't want me left behind, do you? This is perfect right here. Come on, 6 mass, let's go. RARs, move up. Anybody that gets past them. This couldn't have gone more beautifully. Wounded, Shackleford, and the Yorkshires. Yeah, they're already done. Look at that. There they go. All that setup, and they are running already. I think a lot of that had to do with my artillery just laying into them for a while. Oh, I don't know which man to lead. There's no way he survived that. Glitched. Nope, they're not. Now we're getting up 14% casualties. We're getting up to that 19. Oh, come on. Get those guys in position. Let's go. It's made on so many captures right now because you're not moving your men. Give me those boys. We missed out on so many characters because the pennies weren't in position. I don't think we're going to hit our 19 now because of it. This should have been a major. That's all she wrote. Just missed a major victory. I mean, we had them fully surrounded. There's no way we should have not gotten that major victory, but it didn't give it to us. So we took down 2,300 or 13,000 infantry, 150 or 2,100 cavalry. That's it. Get all 15 of their guns. Still lost 2,600 of their 15,000 men. We lost 514 of our 18,904 infantry, 6 of our 3,026 cavalry. We did lose one of our guns, but we get that back. But there's a good spread of casualties amongst all the batteries. Total loss of 553 of our 22,550 men. That's like 5.5 to 1 on the casualties. That's, yeah. I'll take that every day of the week. I would have preferred the major victory, but I'll take this. So we just slammed Wade Hampton. All right, battle reports. So we did lose one officer wounded. That was Shackleford, commander of the Yorkshires. All right, engineers did not fight. Cavalry did not fight, but they did take some losses. Yeah, Missouri Home Guard had 4 wounded, and the Lightning Brigade had 1 killed, 1 wounded. They were just taking artillery fire from their position where they were spotting for my artillery. 3rd Infantry Division, Penny Brigade did capture 10, because if they'd been in position, When I needed them to be in position, they would have had a lot of prisoners taken. 5th Siamese Rifles did 760 to infantry, captured 75, 129 to artillery, captured 40 for a total of 1,020, 1,034 to division. Losses for the 3rd. Penny Brigade had 1 wounded. 5th Siamese had 11 killed, 47 wounded, 5 missing for a total of 63. Aggregate strength of 1,705, 4% casualties. 1st Infantry Division. 1st Germans did 261 to infantry. 6th to Mass did 156 to infantry. 1st Indianas did 24 to infantry, 98 to cavalry, captured 18 for a total of 151, 571 for the division. Losses: 1st Germans, 10 dead, 44 wounded, 10 missing, total 64. Aggregate strength 1,554, 4% casualties. 6th to Mass, 0 casualties. 1st Indiana, 21 wounded, 2 missing. Aggregate strength 2,524, 1% casualties. 87 for the division, 1% for the division. 5th Infantry, Nolichucky Legion did 198 to infantry. Yorkshires did 225 to infantry, 7 artillery for total 232, and the 6th RAR did 146 to infantry, captured 31, 11 to cavalry for total 188, division total 618. Losses: Nolichucky's 24 dead, 112 wounded, 22. This is the division I sent straight at the railroad tracks, so they're going to have the highest casualties. 24 dead, 112 wounded, 22 missing for total 158. Aggregate strength 2,077, 7% casualties. Yorkshires, 22 dead, 119 wounded, 23 missing, total 164. Aggregate strength 2,688, 6% casualties. 6 Royal Australians, 2 dead, 15 wounded, 3 missing, total 20. Aggregate strength 2,806, 1% casualties. 342 for the division. Aggregate strength 7,571, 4% casualties. Now, the artillery, which did a lot of firing, should have some good numbers here. Yep, Jeremy's Crazy X did 47 to infantry, 37 to artillery for a total of 88. Irish Creamers did 53 to infantry, 50 to artillery for a total of 108. Culloden's Revenge did 76 to infantry, 41 to artillery for a total of 119. Losses: Jeremy's Crazy X, 4 dead, 4 wounded, 2 missing, total of 10. Aggregate strength 188. 5% casualties, down to 13 guns. Irish Creamers, 1 dead, 6 wounded, 2 missing, total of 9. Aggregate strength 198, 4% casualties, down to 13 guns. Culloden's Revenge, 7 dead, 7 wounded, total of 14. Aggregate strength 201, 7% casualties, down to 14 guns. These all started with 16 guns in the battalions. So 33 for the division, aggregate strength 587, 5% casualties for the artillery. Still a total of 40 guns in the force because we only lost the 1 gun. Now, let's see if we got any of the rebel officers we lost. Okay, Hampton was wounded, deservedly so. Maury somehow made it out untouched. Wounded Major Polk. Wounded SD Lee. We saw it. We watched his division command staff just get hammered by the Siamese. Wounded Major Stewart of Point Coupee Artillery and Colonel Scott of 12th Louisiana Regiment. So we got 5 of their officers. I thought we would have gotten more with that. With how we had these guys just surrounded, I thought we would have grabbed more of their officers. I get close out of here and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. A victory at the Ohio and Erie Canal. Army of Alabama fleeing in panic. And they blamed it on a poor old lieutenant colonel, Delagnol. Oh, that sucks. Battle of Ohio and Erie Canal has ended with the Army of Alabama retreating in panic. My command has earned a total victory with the enemy running for their lives. The enemy's reported to suffer total casualties of 2,593 men. There are 431 killed and 965 captured. That capture number should have been much, much higher. Our casualties total 553 men with 89 killed, 74 missing, and the rest are wounded. We've captured 1,133 rifles and 3 guns from the field and sent 928 soldiers off to our vacation camps. All right, let's get that one rolled off. Honestly, I didn't think they were going to stand and fight, but they did. Good for us. Still have all these rebel forces down here in Kentucky, even though we do control the state. They haven't really not made much. They could have grabbed Louisville, Evansville, Cairo any time without me being able to do anything about it, but they have not. McCullough's still fleeing in our face. The Army of Texas is coming up. So I think I'm going to have the Army of Tennessee hold position for now. We need a depot here before we go anywhere else because he's running out of supply, because this is a supply wasteland here. So we're going to start building ourselves a depot. Looks like we're going to wait for the Army of Texas to show up. I don't know what these forces are going to do, because they can come swinging back up around us through Fredericktown and back up to St. Louis. I hope they don't do that. And they focus on these forces here. I was also hoping the Army of Texas would ignore the siege over here, but they did not. I have a feeling if they would have gotten down here sooner, the Army of Texas probably would have ignored this siege. But it was not to be. Oh, and the Army of Ohio is at Abingdon. Good. So we can have them start marching on Knoxville and get behind the rebels. Can I use the river? No, I cannot use that canal to get there. I cannot use this river. It's too shallow. So it'll take a while for them to get there. They'll be in the yellow, maybe orange by the time they get there, because that's a long march through. In this time period, very, very rough terrain. You see, we are shifting the front lines very heavily over here on the Virginia front, which is not what I was expecting. I expected most of our movement out here in Kentucky, Tennessee, Missouri, Arkansas, but when they transferred all those troops out of Virginia, it just gave us a window of opportunity that could not pass up. Now I just need Meade to get his men back into fighting shape, and we can go push into these guys down here. Because even though we control the state, it does not support us. We mostly control the state. We're going to keep this episode going a bit longer. So I want to see if we can get some more movement done before October. And real quickly, before I forget, we did replace Commander of the Yorkshires with General Wool from New York, as Yorkshires were raised out in New York. So General Wool, which is a professional officer, because, McClellan's still in charge of everything, has taken command of the Yorkshires from New York, just so we know who the replacement officer is. And it looks like the Spicy Balloon Brigade under George Thomas has arrived. So they showed up right after the battle ended, so they missed out on the fighting. They are now part of the Army. All right, just a quick update there. All right, so now September 14th. Gone 2 weeks in game without anything happening, and I did push the Army to east down into this cluster of corps west of Richmond, and yeah, this is going to be a big one. This is going to be a big one. So we have the Army East under George Meade with 17,464 infantry, 2,200 cavalry, and 42 guns, going up against quite a few forces here. We have Beauregard's Corps Army of Washington with 25,705 men and 25 guns. Jackson's Corps Army of Washington with 18,118 men and 23 guns. Their Army headquarters, plus the Department of Western Florida with 5,283 men and 5 guns. Totaling 46,487 infantry, 1,969 cavalry, and 53 guns. Oof. And I know one of these... Why is the Army of Alabama not joining this fight? I saw one of the other corps retreating. Probably Department of Richmond. One of them's under Maury, and he was showing his withdrawing. Wow, I should have waited for the grunts to be ready to go and then sent in both corps at the same time. But that's neither here nor there. Decisions have been made and they must be lived with. So let's get in here and show them the prowess of Northern fighting men. Welcome, my grunts. to the Battle of Gordonsville. We are on the attack, and the rebels are defending Catherine Furnace. We are on the Chancellorsville map down in the wilderness, so this is probably not going to be a pretty fight. So based on where they're defending, I don't want to attack through Hazel Grove. You know how many forces they have on the field. I don't want to attack anywhere, but we are going to attack nonetheless. We have got them under pressure, and we need to keep them under pressure. You don't even start out with a good road network. Jeez. So even coming here, that road ends. You got to cross country to that ford. That's a pain. We got U.S. Ford here. No matter what, it's going to take me forever to get my men in position. And we are starting out with a minor defeat. Their morale is 42.3 to our 42.5. This is definitely going to go into an overnight, so we're definitely going to lose men on desertion before the fight even begins. There's no way I get to them before the end of the day. It's the problem with this battlefield is you have to use the road network. And I think for now, we're going to advance down this road, down Eli's Ford Road, towards Chancellorsville, and then figure it out from there, because we don't know how to... They got 3 corps on the field, so we don't know how they're going to be laid out. They could be up here at Chancellorsville for all I know. I am not liking this. And we are 1 infantry division short in this force. I mean, we do have the division in the field with 1 brigade in it. There is going to be another brigade added there, just a ways away yet from getting added. Well, I'm going to start moving in their direction, try and figure out where the hell they are, and we'll see how this battle develops. All right, it is now going on 3:30 in the afternoon, and we do have a rebel cavalry regiment spotted, the Hanover Light Dragoons. So we don't see anything else besides them right now, so I'm going to try get more spotted. So they are kind of... I expect them to be spread out over here, but from their facing, this might be the left flank of one of the rebel corps. I'm not sure. But if it is, we'll start our fight from up here, because I want to get the fight started before the day is over. As it is September, we are going to lose daylight fairly quickly. Let's start moving to 7th forward. Got everybody in road march formation, as it should help us move through the woods a little more quickly, though. We do have to get them in a combat formation once in position. Is that all we can see right now? Yep, there's some entrenchments. Okay, looks like we're coming in on a flank. Wasn't expecting that, but that works in our favor. Or maybe not. Or else come down here. So who is this? Jackson's Corps. 14,000 infantry, 800 cavalry, 20 guns. I think if we can knock out the one corps, we'll be good and win this fight and force them away. Now, it's taking a long time for orders and movements to happen in this terrain, but that's just the nature of this battlefield. Where is my corps commander? There he is. Those orders out. I don't see a dispatch rider. Says he's still waiting for them. I just don't see a dispatch rider. Oh, you got him. Wait for them to clear the road and start moving the next division. I'll keep the cavalry out where they can see them, and then get the infantry off into the woods here and push through that way. It'll take longer, but I want to be behind these entrenchments, not in front of them. All right, figure out your march order. Let's go. Oh, yeah, we're definitely on a flank, and I'm going to attack them here. This is where the attack goes. Now, I want your division commander. Oh, don't be marching through each other over and over. It's going to take forever to get in position. I want this attack kicked off before nightfall, damn it. Still trying to figure out their march order. Ridiculous. It is the fault of the division commander.
Save your water for when the shooting starts.
I need to get this division moving.
Save your water for that.
Artillery, sadly, is not going to be of any use to me, I don't think.
Save your water for when the shooting.
It'll take them forever to get in position anyway. We need you to start moving to the front. Surprised they're not attacking my cavalry. Brandenburgs. Let's have you jump ahead a little bit to this crossroad. Because of the narrow frontage, I'm probably going to do an on-echelon attack with the division. Just roll them up. Advancing lines. Be longer, but we should take fewer casualties that way. Now, it's going to be a while before I have these boys in position, so I'll be back. Hopefully before night ends the fighting for the day. All right, something I wasn't expecting. It's now going on 1700. The rebels have actually come out and started attacking us. Oh, you brought some of the batteries forward? Yeah, we're going after those. So my infantry were just starting to get in position when... Looks like the rebels are trying to shift their forces on us. Try and keep these guys back in cover. Brandenburg's kind of screwed it just out in the open, but catching two of their batteries out in the open, no, that was beautiful. Rebels, you're in position. Actually, Norwegians come right up the road. Jackson decided not to let me dictate how the course of this battle goes. That's fine. Come on, Hoosiers. Just order them forward also. Hopefully that will help clear that up. Push forward, rebels. Yeah, Brandenburg's not going to be hanging around much longer. Who's wounded? Mitchell. Commander Ross's Raiders. They are getting the better exchange, but they're about to be overpowered here pretty quickly. Norwegians at the double. I'm gonna say it's probably turning. Back into the woods. Probably should have started that already. Right, rebels are closing in. Hoosiers, let's go. In the flank for the Norwegians. Those are Brandenburgs. All right, Celtics, push it forward. Or Whiskey Rebels, my bad. Just clicked on the Celtic division. Hoosiers, pull your heads out. Let's go. Oh, just realized my phone was microphone was muted. And Ross's Raiders are going. Once again, the Rebels are showing a massive range advantage. First Virginia's out on our right flank, nothing I can do about that. Martindale killed in action. Commander 3rd Cavalry Division. So we're not going to be getting that cavalry back today.
Don't stop for the wounded. Keep moving. Save your water for when the
Hoosiers, pull your heads out your goddamn asses. Let's go. Blue runs, get up here behind. Wallace is wounded. Commander to Whiskey Rebels. Oh, this is not looking good. Move up. St. the Scots. Meet you boys. Where's the poles? The hell you guys still doing? Jesus. Everybody bypass you? Let's go. Alright, blue runs. Who knows your division commander? Back there still. Shit. Can't give advance orders until he's closer. Come on, hang in there, Norwegians. Fucking Nola Chuckies. I'm about to damn sack you, Wood. They broke fast, actually. Regions start falling back. Irish at Fuel's flank. At that artillery, let's get rid of that. Go back at the double, boys. I need you out of the way. Poles, where are you? Engineers, I'm gonna need you also. Let's try and get at least one battery up. 14 pounders. Goes Holcomb's Legion, 3rd Battalion. Where are you guys getting cover from? Get moving, boys. Come on, let's go. We can turn this around. Who is it? It's Teeling Irish whiskey. There we go. Start breaking them. Turning into a Rochambeau fight, even on casualties. Where the hell is... Damn it. Balls, get out here on the left. Alright, Scots, push forward. Not out of the woods. An old Chucky's in the fight. Took him forever to get here. Keep a minute. I gave you advance orders. Get moving. Alright, push forward on those batteries. Sharpshooters, bat palmettos, okay. God damn it, Scots, get moving. Where's your battle bus? Let's get some bagpipes going. There we go. We can start dragging this back in our direction. Souped up right now, so the poles aren't moving as fast as they should. Another officer dead. Mitchell. Commander 7th Infantry. Come on, guys, get unfucked. Balls getting fight. Oh, Chucky's broke shit. you go. Start breaking those batteries. Not seeing these guys. Engineers go support them. Scott's getting hammered. Why are you moving? Don't. Stay in position. There you go. See you off Winston. Shit, there goes the Irish. Just switched over to a major defeat. Yeah, we're at 19% casualties and 2-1 in our numbers. We're at 4,000 casualties. They're 3,700. You can still break them, boys. Come on. No more infantry to throw into the fight. Now the blacksmiths are about to break. Scots are done. Bonham's still in the fight, 50% casualties. Poles just broke, same with the Scots. There's our defeat. Son of a bitch.
Keep the pieces moving, men.
All right, 3 minutes on the clock. Can't win them all. We took some massive beating in this fight. They had more forces come. They did have 3 corps on the field, and there's Department of Western Florida starting to show up. But all 3 corps were in front of us. Oh, this hurts. Victory after victory after victory to lose this one. This hurts. All right, we took out 3,800 of their 39,000 infantry, 60 of their 1,700 cavalry. That's it. We got 25 of their 60 guns. Total loss of 4,100 of their 42,000 men. We lost 4,251 of our 17,460 infantry. That's a big hit. 289 of our 2,203 cavalry. Didn't lose any guns. Total loss of 4,540 of our 20,290 men. Oof. We're bound to lose a battle somewhere, and this happened to be it. And it really came down to them coming out to play, or shifting their lines to meet us, really, is what they did. They kind of put the death knell on us and turned into a meeting engagement where I was just... I messed up in the beginning because I am aggressive. I think everybody who watches me knows that. Haven't been as aggressive in the last few campaigns, but I got my dander up. Felt I could beat them because of how light it was over here. I really do want to blame this on the Nola Chuckies. I really do. But it's also partly my fault. Ugh. Yeah, this was just a straight meeting engagement, pure and simple. Like, I was rushing forces in, they were rushing forces in. This just turned into a bloody battle. This was more of an 1863-64 battle than a 62 battle. I can say that. I can say that wholeheartedly. Holy crap. Alright, time to go through the after-action reports. And we lost a lot of we lost most of our... That also hurt us a lot, too, as we lost a good chunk of our commanders. Very high officer casualty rate for this fight. All right, engineers did 15 infantry. They only came in right at the end. 3rd Cavalry Division. Ross's Raiders did 507 to infantry. Brandenburg Dragoons did 198 to infantry, 61 artillery for a total of 259. I thought they would have gotten more done, but they were out in the open. So, losses. Ross's Raiders, 27 dead, 122 wounded, 20 missing for a total of 169. Aggregate strength, 939, 15% casualties. Brandenburg Dragoons, 9 dead, 77 wounded, 34 missing, total of 120. Aggregate strength, 975, 11% casualties. And Colonel Mitchell, Ross's Raiders, was wounded in action. And their division commander was killed in action, Martindale. 8th Infantry Division, 1st Poles, did 555 to infantry. Losses, 26 dead, 170 wounded, 17 missing for a total of 213. Aggregate strength, 2,513, 8% casualties. And their commanders were fine. Celtic Division. Scots Guards did 612 to infantry, plus up to 613. Blue Runs, 765 to infantry, plus up to 767. Irish Legion, 113 to infantry, 114 to artillery, for a total of 234. They broke basically because I had them going up against all those batteries of artillery. So that's a real morale killer. And we didn't lose any of their commanders. Amazingly. 7th Infantry Division. Whiskey Rebels did 35 to infantry, 58 to cavalry, for a total of 93. Wow, that was a horrible showing. What the hell happened there? Norwegian Vikings did 1,068 to infantry, plus up to 1,074. So these have got a lot of command staff. And the Hoosier Hellions did 438 to infantry, 10 to cavalry, 27 to artillery, for a total of 475. I think I said I wanted to blame it on Nola Chuckies. I wanted to blame it on the Hoosiers. So I'm very, very disappointed with the Hoosiers in this fight. And Brigadier General Wallace of the Whiskey Rebels was wounded in action. And Major General Mitchell, their commander, was killed in action. Artillery, just one battery came up, and that was the 1st New York Artillery Light. Did 18 infantry, 1 the cavalry, 2 the artillery patrol, 21. They didn't lose anybody. So we lost quite a few officers in this fight. We get any of the rebel commanders. It's not looking like it. And we wounded Major Shoup of the Wise Artillery, Captain Waddle of the Newton Artillery. Oh, we killed Bonham. Okay, that's a plus. Wounded Brigadier General Sloan of the Demi Brigade. Wounded Colonel Steen of 1 of the infantry battalions of the Hampton Legion. Wounded Captain Eshelman of Battery D, Washington Artillery. Now we got 6 that are officers. Bonham's a big grab. So very bloody fight for both sides. Not as bloody for the rebels, but honestly, we probably still could have pulled this one off if the Department of Western Florida hadn't been on the field. We probably still could have pulled it off. Actually, if the Hoosiers had done what I wanted them to from the start, we probably could have pulled it off. And if the Whiskey Rebels hadn't broken so early. Between those 2 brigades, I think we could have pulled it off if they hadn't been such a disappointment in this fight. I really do. I really do. They should have been able to clear those woods pretty easily, and yet they did not. All right, get closed out of here, and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. Disaster at Gordonsville. Army to East fleeing in panic. Somehow General Reynolds, the commander of our engineers, took the blame for the loss. Don't understand how, but he's the one who took the blame. And Captain Waddle, who we wounded or killed, lost face in this fight also, which is kind of weird. Okay. Battle of Gordonsville is ending with the Army East retreating in panic. My command has earned us a glorious tactical victory. Yeah. Whipping the enemy before withdrawing to fight another day. Yeah, that's some flavor text right there. Trying to put the best light on the situation. Though, to be honest with you, I think we did enough damage to them that they should be stuck in place for a little bit, and I might be able to get the grunts in there to fight them. The enemy's reported suffered total casualties of 4,033 men. There were 534 killed, 256 captured. Our casualties total 4,540 men, with 639 killed, 678 missing, and the rest wounded. And we captured 292 soldiers in that fight. Ugh. All right, before anything else, we have to go through officer replacements. All right, Redbreast's unit's fine. Mitchell's been killed in action. So, I'm actually have to go through every army, but we can place Wallace right now. He's in Indiana. And I got to go through every brigade, see who's ready for a division command. Indiana, who do we got? Veach, politician, volunteer. Here we go, professional officer, Jefferson Davis, but he's artillery. There we go, Solomon Meredith. Take that command. Professional, West Pointer. That is who, because we're still following the rules for the campaign with McClellan in charge of the army still. He's going to go with professional officers before anything else, except in Daywood's army because he's putting everybody there he doesn't like. Mitchell Ross's Raiders wounded in action. They're from Kansas. Yes, there's no professionals in Kansas whatsoever. Of course there's not. Oh, professional cavalry. Make sure we go by seniority. Nick Reynolds. He's going to be taking command of that brigade. All right, before I go through all the brigades, do I have any major generals? Oh, I got a bunch of major generals who probably aren't in command of anything right now. Let's go through. I got to use whoever's sitting in the wings first before I promote anybody. All right, we got Burnside. Buford's still on the outs. McClellan we can't use because he's commander of the armies. Nathaniel Banks just came back from being wounded. Butler. Oh, God. We got Nathaniel Banks and Butler basically on Burnside. But Burnside I'm going to be using. All right, so Banks is going to take over for the 7th Infantry Division. 3rd Cavalry. Oh shit, I think Buford's back in because he is a cavalry officer. He can't go back to the grunts, so he can come here. So Buford's going to be taking over command of this division. Alright, so that handles our officer losses. And he's still in the orange readiness zone. That's actually not too bad. And we're not retreating very far, just over to Catherine Furnace. Which is kind of odd. Or that's where I ordered them to, was Catherine Furnace. I don't know. Let's get this rolled off. And if I'm back to Catherine Furnace. Weird. All right, I'm going to bring them back to Manassas Junction once they're in position, unless they're going to get right into another fight off the bat. I mean, we got the supplies. But I think we'd have to, even on the attack, bait the rebels into attacking us. How far are you? Oh, you're still a long way off from being ready. 38 days for full readiness. I think Meade's ready for another fight, but his army sure as hell isn't. So yeah, let's bring you guys back to Manassas Junction. Yeah, he's still on attack stance, even going to a defensive stance. Meade is still ready to fight. But like I said, his boys are not. All right, how are we looking on the rest of the map? Army of Ohio is almost into Knoxville. It doesn't look like the rebels have responded to that yet. Our Mississippi's yellow red. As soon as they're green, we're going to push them down to Lexington. We're going to start shoving the rebels out of Kentucky. And the rebel forces here are still over at Salem. So I've lost sight of the Army of Texas. So I don't know if they're still on the field or not, or they just transferred everybody out of it. I'm not sure. I've lost complete sight of them. What we're going to do is wait for this depot to get built, wait for resupply on the Army of Tennessee, and then we're going to push them back east towards the Army of Illinois. And I want to push them out of this area and send them down. I'm going to bypass Fort Smith because I don't want to get in the siege here. So I'm going to shove these guys out of the way and push down to Little Rock and send the Independent Cavalry Corps to Memphis. Is what I want to do. While the Army of Mississippi pushes south and towards Nashville. So that gives control of all three of the major cities in Tennessee. So I'm planning on making some big map movements, but October is closing in very quickly. So we're going to be running into the winter season soon, and that's going to put a halt to a lot of our operations. Let's see if we can't extract the Army of the East without them getting into another fight. Okay, looks like they're good. How's this fleet looking? We're at 93 or at 95. All right, let's have you guys go and take on Fortress Monroe. You guys have a perk. I'm not really sure what I want to give you guys. Let's give you torpedoes for now. This is not a force I'm sending against any fortifications. Their ships cannot handle that. They're just a blockading force. I might be able to move them a little further south. Oh, Department of South Carolina is trying to retake Fort Hatteras. Look at that. No, they got the men for it. Let's see if they do it. They probably will. Withers. District of Louisiana. They look like they're tracking towards, we're almost in Knoxville now, so it looks like they've turned tack towards Knoxville. What the hell happened to the Army of Texas? We've lost complete sight of them. Not liking that. All right, we're going to be ending this episode here. So I do need to get this edited before I go on my camping trip this weekend. So once again, if you're a new viewer, returning viewer, you're not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. If you do, remember that bell icon so you're alerted to the next video comes out. If you're following along in the series and enjoying it, don't forget to bayonet that like button and butt stroke that comment section. And I'll see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.